In this video series, we are talking about practical ways to live light in your business. Light is when you choose to act out of love, integrity, gratitude, humble service, transformative excellence in your day-to-day actions in your business, which move you towards your short-term, medium, long-term and eternal goals. By applying light and actually living light on a day-to-day basis, you're going to make more meaningful progress towards your goals. You're going to achieve more. You're going to have a positive influence in far more people's lives. You're going to have a exponentially growing kingdom impact as people will read Jesus through you and your actions, and then they will go on and pay it forward or do the same to people in their lives, and you'll have a growing effect via the ripple effect. And it also gives you more meaning, purpose, joy, pleasure and happiness in what you do in your day-to-day business, which gives you more motivation, more excitement, and you get to serve far more people and reach your full potential. This particular playlist is about how to apply biblical love, and in this video we are going to talk about how to make it as easy as possible for others to succeed. Again, this is something that I've experienced on both sides of the coin here, where I am the person trying my hardest to succeed for a client, but they are making it as difficult as possible, unintentionally of course. And then I've also been the person that has this vision of what I want in my head, this goal of what I want to achieve, and then I try to delegate this to someone to help me execute and implement, but without giving them clear instructions and expecting too much from them. In both cases, it doesn't end well for me or the client, or in the other case for the client and for me. For me, an example of doing it as a contractor was with my former marketing agency, when I tried my hardest to build a replicable system for a client to get book calls for their services of what they do. They wanted to book calls to work with. It's a complex thing of what this guy was involved with, but he had book calls and a membership as well. Well, I had everything planned out for him, 90-day system, various things. It's same concepts that work with other clients, pretty sure it'd work with him too. But he just kept switching directions, moving from one thing to the next, changing his mind, following the shiny objects, which it was impossible for me to achieve the results that I promised him, because I had so many hoops to jump through. I had to continuously tweak the strategy because he was changing his mind and changing direction, and so it just wouldn't work. In the end, I ended the contract and walked away without receiving my payment. And then I've been the person before, unfortunately, for 3 years when I had my marketing agency, but I was that person too. And I was a person that this is the outcome that I want to do, this is what I want to achieve, go and do it. Well, this is what I've learned myself. I've learned this from Dan Sullivan at Strategic Coach, I think it is. I've studied a lot of his material, where he says his approach would be that you articulate the outcome you want in your vision, and then you delegate to someone else, which is what I've tried to do personally. And as I did that, I realised that, well, if I'm paying people a relatively low hourly rate and they are trading their time for payment with me, an hour for a fixed amount, I can't really expect them to have that much initiative. They are basically people in that situation. What I learned is when you're paying people an hourly rate, a low hourly rate as well, is they have the employee mindset, and you are paying them a low rate to follow a system. If you have a system in place, you can get them to go this step, 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 and you'll get good results by doing it. Well, I did not have the system in place. I came up with my idea and my vision, and then I subsequently expected my team to create the system and then implement the system on their own and then deliver the results that I expected, while not paying them enough to do it, and with the amount that I paid out because the company wasn't generating any revenue. The only people that I could afford at the time would not have the competence to build the system that I wanted. And so there are two examples of where I have been the recipient of not being able to succeed in what I promised because the client kept changing his mind and didn't have the things in place. Basically, they made it difficult for me to succeed. And then on the other side of the coin, of when I am the person that makes it impossible for people to succeed and then gets upset about not getting the results. So in your business, if you want to operate out of love, focus and prioritize your time. If you're the leader, to give clear instructions, to make it simple systems, to make it as easy as possible for someone to achieve a result. To do this, you need to focus on your communication skills. You need to be receptive to critical feedback from people. You need to detach yourself from the system and the thing that you're actually trying to build, because you want to receive feedback from people so you can actively improve it to make it as simple as possible. Just because it's clear in your head does not mean it's clear in someone else's head. And then if you are a contractor or a service provider to someone else, make it as clear to succeed as well for the client by simplifying the outcome that you're going to do, simplify the transformation you're going to give them, make it as clear and as succinct and as direct as possible, that they understand what you're trying to do, what the terms and conditions are for you to get this result for them. And all of this, again, is communication. And by doing so, you are acting out of love, because by having these things in place, you will get bigger, better results for people, which then makes everybody involved happier. That's all. See you next time.